Welcome to Rich Conversations. We have another fantastic episode here. Joining us from Lagos, Nigeria, is Sarah Omoike. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rich. Thank you for having me.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay. So my name is Sarah Omoike. Um, I currently live in Lagos, Nigeria. A tech enthusiast. I work as a senior software engineer at Tyson Trust Bank, one of the commercial banks in Nigeria. Um, so I've been working as a software engineer for 4 years, but basically my working experience spans across 7 years. I'm also the co-lead for Lagos Women in Machine Learning and Data Science, the local community of the global group of women who are studying or have interest in machine learning and data science. Thank you.
Wow.
Narrowing down to being in Lagos, I've been in Lagos for 4 years.
Okay. 4 years. What's the general vibe of Lagos?
Yeah, so it's pronounced Lagos,
Lagos.
not Lagos. Yes, Lagos, not Lagos.
Lagos.
Lagos, Lagos.
That's good to know.
Oh, okay. So the general vibe basically is so I just want to describe Lagos in a nutshell before I give the general vibe though. So well I
Yeah,
talk about a bit about Lagos, if you don't mind. So
absolutely.
Lagos is actually in one word known as a city of opportunities. It's a growing city with a population of about 21 million people. That data was gotten from New York Times estimate. Basically, Lagos has grown over the years from being a former federal capital to the financial capital of Nigeria. The general vibe in Lagos is a hustling town, basically hustling town. That's what it's known as. That's what it's known as.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. So you said it's like the city of opportunity in Nigeria.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, very cool. What are the people like?
In my opinion, the people in Lagos, so it's not Lagos is not actually made up of one particular ethnic group in Nigeria. You have different people from different tribes or cultures in Nigeria, even outside of Nigeria. That's within Africa, or outside of Africa in Lagos. So it's a mixture of different culture. Um, and then not just one cultural ethnic group. So it's basically made up of multiple ethnic groups, and knowing that Nigeria has I think 527 languages, and then three major languages as the major language in Nigeria is Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. So basically, Lagos is just made up of different cultures. So, but in general, the vibe is like um, trying to earn a living every day. So you see somebody doing something to earn a living, somebody doing something to improve his or her standard of lives. So it's like the hustling city, like I said.
Yeah. So you have people from all different types of groups there. Uh, what's kind of like the shared interests or the shared values of the country?
Okay, so you mean Nigeria as a whole or Lagos, people in Lagos?
Let's say Legos.
Okay. So the shared value would be earning a living, right?
Okay.
Living one day at a time. Yeah, that's what I've observed.
What do you think? What about Nigeria as a whole?
That's very that's very large because Nigeria has 36 states. And I think I've only been in let's say 10 states. So I'm not sure I can give an actual um, response or a correct response to that because I've actually not been everywhere in all the states in Nigeria. But in general, Nigerians or Nigeria has their people are filled with joy, like I said. So the fact that the Lagosians, so if you're in Lagos or you stay in Lagos or you're from Lagos State, you are referred to as a Lagosian. So the fact that Lagosians are people that want to earn a living, so that still comes up from being a Nigerian also. So it means that Nigerians are people that want to earn a living, people that are filled with so many cultural um, um, experiences that want to experience life in diverse ways. So that's my own overview of Nigerians or Lagosians to streamline that.
Nice. If someone were there for a few days to a week, what would you recommend them doing in Lagos?
Okay, I think that's a very interesting question, though. So let's say someone was to visit Nigeria and decides to stay in Lagos, right? There's like lots and lots of fun things to do in Lagos. So Lagos actually offers a spectacular nightlife experience. Um, I think Lagos is referred to as a city that never sleeps, which means that there's literally no time that nothing is happening anywhere in Lagos. We could actually find something that is fun to do in Lagos, regardless of the time. So the hustle and bustle in the city simply never ends. And that actually follows the city's magical energy, basically. So if you're in Lagos, if anybody's in Lagos and you're looking for what to do, so my list of items would be to visit Terra Culture. If you want to have an unforgettable musical or catchy concert, right, visit the Terra Culture. And then, so there's also the longest canopy walkway in Africa at the Lekki Conservation Center. Yes, that's one thing I would suggest you do if you get to visit Lagos. And also African Arts at the Night Center for Art and Culture. That's a very good site also. And then watch a concert at the New African Shrine. So the New African Shrine is more like an open air entertainment center that actually um, creates an environment for more like a mini museum to showcase some of Fela's artwork and also serves as a sort of community center. That's the New African Shrine. It's a very good site to visit. You have lots of music. You have different days where they play different genres of music, but basically African music. So there's also surfing at Takwa Bay. So if you're someone that likes to surf, there's also Takwa Bay. Takwa Bay is located on a small artificial island in Lagos. It's only accessible by possibly 30 minutes boats from Victoria Island. Victoria Island is a location in Lagos, Sudan Island. Yeah, so those are the my suggestions as where to visit if you're in Nigeria or in Lagos. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's quite fun too.
So what do you like doing for fun?
Okay. Well, there are quite a lot of things I like to do for fun. Most might not sound fun to someone else. I think maybe Netflixing on my laptop is
Okay.
fun to me. Yeah, watching movies. Yeah,
What
and
what kind of movies are you watching on Netflix?
so I like to watch Nigerian movies on Netflix because they are more like the selected few.
Yeah.
So even Nigerian movie is on Netflix, it means that it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's do you have a name for one of the Nigerian movies?
I
I
think
can look
one
it
I
up.
watched recently. Yeah, the wedding party.
The Wedding Party?
The Yes, the wedding party. There's quite a lot of them though, but you just have to more like filter the one you want to watch. Yeah, there's also Oloture. Yeah, that movie was quite interesting because most of the storylines actually sort of um, create awareness as to what happens in terms of what do you call this again? Trafficking, human trafficking. Yeah.
Okay.
Oloture, the wedding party, um, the last flight to Abuja. Those are some interesting movies I've seen on Netflix.
The Last Flight to where?
To Abuja, to Abuja.
Abuja.
Yeah,
What's that one about?
yeah. So it's more like a love story
Okay.
where so there's this lady that so she took the last flight to Abuja. Abuja is a location in Nigeria. So she met someone. They talked, and then there was a bit of hitch on the flight. So then they got to know themselves, and then they started dating, like a love story. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Well, shifting gears a little bit. So what originally sparked your interest in computers and software?
Hmm. Yeah. So I think my interest actually, I was actually interested in computers during my high school. After my high school, so I think my dad or my parents saw that I love to play games. Yeah, so I was actually sort of curious as to how they built those games, specifically Super Mario at that time.
Nice.
I loved playing Super Mario. And so my parents were like, okay, we think you should have like a training in Oracle, one of these trainings in Oracle, SQL, and all that. So I did that, and then I got into the university. I was actually supposed to study chemical engineering, but because of my interest and then my passion for computers and games also, I had to do computer science. So that actually sort of um, kept my passion or interest in computers or softwares going. So the fact that I was curious to learn about how games are being built sparked my interest.
So there was like this curiosity of how things are built. So you're playing
Yeah,
these games and
exactly.
you're wondering how they're being built.
Yeah. Like how did Mario did it? How is it that Mario is able to jump from one obstacle to another? How is it controlled and all that? So that curiosity actually made me study computer science.
Wow. So how do people in Nigeria use the internet? Like how big
Uh,
of daily life is it?
so I think it's quite large. But then I would say that the same way people outside of Lagos or outside of Nigeria use the internet, it's the same way people in Nigeria or Lagos use the internet basically in terms of maybe mobile banking, surfing the net, streaming music, um, whatnot, maybe watching a tutorial online or chatting, socializing, so ride hailing could be different reasons. Same reason or same use for the internet applies to Lagos, people in Lagos and people in Nigeria.
What's the most popular social media app?
In Nigeria or in Lagos, so I really can't give an exact figure, but in my opinion, I think that I would say maybe Facebook. But this has to do with different. This has to do with different personas of people
Okay.
in terms of the age grade. So you have more young people have they are always on Twitter or Instagram, and you have more I don't use the word old, but it's sort of like older people per se use Facebook more. So it differs, right? It differs.
Yeah, I find that that too. Older people use Facebook way more than younger people.
Yeah, that's true.
What okay, so what apps do you like the most or you enjoy most on your phone?
Hmm. Uh, so so if I have an app on my phone, it means it's very important. So it depends. What apps? So I like to play games on my phone. So I download a lot of games, but mostly the ones I play, the ones I frequently use is Sudoku. I like to play Sudoku games. Yeah.
I love Sudoku.
Oh, that's nice.
Sudoku is so fun. Uh describe Sudoku for people that might not know what it is.
Yeah. So Sudoku is basically a game of numbers where where you have let's say um different matrix. It could be a 4 by 4 matrix of numbers. And then you have to rearrange the numbers such that they match. Yeah. But then you could play the game in different levels. So for someone that's really starting out, to just go with the easy level. And then if you keep playing it consistently, you can now move on to different levels. But basically, the game is why I actually started playing the game was it sort of keeps my brain active in a
Yeah.
way, in terms of logically, right?
Yeah.
Thinking like you have to think on your feet. You're thinking, okay, how do I arrange this number? Okay, what numbers from here would match, and then arrange them and all that.
So you're probably playing a lot. You're probably on a lot of those like difficult ones. Those ones that they start you off with only like one number, two numbers, and you got to figure it out from there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I can only get to like level two is kind of like where I usually am.
Oh, so well, I think playing the easiest level one. At some point, I got bored. I'm like, nah, this is too easy. I need something really difficult.
Yeah, I know, but it gets too hard for me, so I stop.
Well, I think if you keep doing it over time, like keep playing it, you just learn the patterns and just improve.
It's a great feeling when you finish one of the puzzles, though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what I think I read that it does sort of improves your IQ. So it's like a brain training game that makes one smarter. So they said to according to scientists.
Yeah.
So yeah, playing a game like Sudoku or using the brain training app just could make one better. It could just basically boost your IQ or general brain power.
Yeah, it's a good game. For those that haven't played it before, check it out and test out your brain. So how do you see like software engineering playing a role in Nigeria's future?
Wow. Um, so how do I see software engineering playing a role? Well, I think that in a very over time, I think that over time or pretty soon, the world will actually look to Africa and Nigeria for its workforce, and that is more like um, more like get talent from here, and then so that alone, having that opportunity, not like having that talent as Nigerian in Nigeria will actually contribute to a larger extent to Nigeria's GDP per capita, I think. Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, more than half of the global population growth will happen in Africa. And then knowing that 60% of Africans are under the age of 25, and Nigeria is on track of being the third most populous country in the world, it
Mhm.
means that young Nigerians would actually look to go into tech, and most of them will want to do possibly software engineering,
Mhm.
not really streamlined though, to be a machine learning or data science or game developer or whatnot. But then the youth population increases in Nigeria, so does the youth of employment rate basically. So which means that if the youth actually adopt or venture into software engineering or into tech fully, it contributes a lot to Nigerians, the growth of the economy, basically. Because actually, that's what's happening in Nigeria. Because I think that the last GitHub stats on the most created pull request or something was from Nigeria, or if not India, I think either India or Nigeria, but I know that we were for sure one of the top countries that actually had a repository on GitHub, which means that people, basically young people, are actually going into tech, which is a good thing. And then
Yeah.
on the part of building startups, a lot of startups are beginning to spring up in from Nigeria. Yeah, lots of startups that are not only employers of Nigerian technology talent. Basically, software development, design, and other technology talents from Nigeria have become globally sought after, like I said earlier. Companies like InVision, Microsoft, Booking.com, and Google actually currently employ Nigerian experts to join their global talent. So yes, is going to contribute to a large extent to um, um, software engineering is going to contribute to a large extent in Nigeria's future.
Yeah, I see that as well. That's really interesting. You talked about machine learning and data science. Can you expand on like machine learning and data science? I'm super curious about it. What's kind of like your perspective on machine learning and how it will impact the future?
So from sorry, I keep getting calls. So basically, machine learning is the new. It's been on basically artificial intelligence, a type of artificial intelligence, basically. That technology or innovation has been on for a while, but just that most organizations have actually not adopted it or seen the necessity or need for them to sort of provide environment or work around to basically help them, give them a better perspective as to business insights. But then machine learning is, I don't use the word, is the future. Is here now and is being adopted by lots of organizations and is a good thing.
Yeah. How do you think um in your imagination, what does like machine learning and AI look like in like 5 years from now in Nigeria?
Mm. Yeah, I think that the adoption of technology um, actually covers that because the main thing is um, availability of internet visualizing different processes. So looking at the perspective of or looking at the side of government adoption to using machine learning um, to sort of provide or build digital experiences for citizens. Yeah, so, well, I would say in the next 5 years, it's going to be adopted more. And then we'll see more innovations with that or around that in Nigeria, which we're already seeing, but it's going to sort of improve. Also because of the curious minds of the youth in Nigeria.
You said like government adoption of it. What what types of things do you think?
Yeah, so in terms of health, in terms of health sector, digitalizing healthcare experiences, in terms of transportation, having digital systems. We already have that here too. But then there'll be more advanced technologies that use artificial intelligence, right? Basically, what it does is just to enable a machine to simulate human behavior, right? Which is a subset of AI. So yeah, so government adoption will be pretty expanded because there are a lot of um, I don't. There are a lot of initiatives that provide environment for people for government to provide support or sponsorship for them to sort of improve their learnings in this area. So that in turn would provide various innovations on different problems in Nigeria using technology.
All right, switching gears a little bit. Who are three musical artists in your heavy rotation right now?
Wow. Okay. Uh, hmm. So recently, I think I've been playing a lot of Wizkid songs.
Which ones?
Uh, Wizkid is a Nigerian
Oh,
artist.
Wizkid. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Wizkid. So there's Wizkid, there's
What's the second one?
Tems, Tems. So they recently had a song, yeah, that got a lot of awards. The Essence. The title of the song is The Essence.
Yes.
So it was a song by Wizkid and Tems. Tems is Tems. Wizkid is Wizkid. Wizkid.
So they did a song together?
And yeah, they did a song together.
Let me check this out real quick. How do you listen to music? What app do you use?
Yeah, so I use Apple Music
Okay.
or I use Deezer.
What's the other one you said?
Deezer.
Deezer. Is this one?
Yeah, that's the song. There's also another version of it with Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber?
Yeah.
Okay, so Wizkid, Tems, and Justin Bieber. Nice. Okay. Who or what are three people or things that have influenced your outlook on life?
Do they have to be family members or?
It can be family members or it's all your interpretation. So whoever you want it to
be. Okay. Yeah. So, well, I think I would sort of objectify that answer to. Okay. So if I want to say people that have influenced my outlook on life would be basically people that have one way or the other had a chance to pass knowledge to me. I'm talking about my teachers. Um, so while they do that, they give me not a one-way perspective to life, though, but just sort of um, basically taught me how to live. It could be during my university days or during my secondary school days, that's my high school days, or during my primary school days, that's my elementary high school days. And so um, my teachers basically, and then of course the people I work with, yeah, or people I've one way or the other worked with, yeah, those are one of the people or category of people that have actually influenced um, my outlook to life because working with people actually give you the opportunity to see things from different perspectives, right? So doing that, you have different experiences. And then if you look at it, you'll see that if you're working at a company with a group of people and you're working there for 5 years, it means that majority of that 5 years you spend with them. Well, that's before the COVID era, though. So it means that they have a sort of a large contribution to how you see life or contribution to influencing you and to how you see life. So those are just like category of people I can remember. And of course, my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents, because they actually brought me, sort of guided me as to while I was growing up. So yeah, they actually influenced my outlook to life. Yeah, that's the ones that kind of remember. And then maybe um, um, technology per se. So this is not actually categorized under people, but just a theme. Let me use the word a theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, technology actually, because quite interesting as to what one can do with technology.
So on your Instagram, there's like some photos of you talking in front of like large crowds. Like what are you speaking about with them?
Oh yeah, so I think that event was a Google event, the GDG Google Developers Group. That happened in I think 2020, where I gave a talk on user experience design, um, creating products or building products that are user focused rather than assumption focused. So I gave a lightning talk in that event.
So what
It
were
was quite
some
a
of the
large crowd.
Yeah, I see that. Did you get nervous at all or no?
No,
No, because
I'm
you know
used to
your
giving
stuff.
talks.
Yeah. Okay. So what in that talk, what you're talking about user experience, right?
Yeah, user experience basically.
So what was like the main point in it?
Yeah, so I had like some steps that outline steps to sort of follow when building products. So first off, you have to uh, gather information. More like, okay, so this problem we're trying to solve, what have a pinpoint of what the problem actually is. Um, Hear from people, get feedback to that particular problem. How does it affect their life? How bad it is? That way, it gives you a more perspective as to how to solve the problem. So I had like outline steps to building products for users because most of the time people just build stuff, right? And then they find out that nobody gets to use the app or the product. Why? Because you didn't do a study or to get test user testing and all that. Yeah, so that's what my talk was about.
So who was in the audience? What these are
Yeah, so we
younger people?
Yeah. I think we have over close to 2,500 people. We are young people, basically people in tech. There was like young people and also people, entrepreneurs, founders, um, basically any career or job description you could think of in tech space. Different companies from Google, InterSwitch, um, um, lots and lots of Nigerian companies, and of course global organizations, Microsoft and others.
Yeah, that's awesome. I bet that was a great experience.
Yeah, it was a great experience.
So this is one of my favorite questions to ask guests, and that's what are you curious about recently?
Hmm. What am I curious about? Am I curious about? Well, to be honest, I think I've been curious about what's the afterlife.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah, what's on the other side? I don't know. I'm just
yeah,
curious. What's on the other side? Honestly, that's just what has been on my mind lately.
that's a oh, there goes a painting. That's a definitely a big thing to be curious about. So so how do you so then are you pursuing that curiosity? Are you trying to like figure it out or what? It's just on your mind.
No, no, I'm not sure I want to pursue that curiosity. It's just in my mind because it means if I have to pursue that curiosity, it means I have to go there. And I'm not going there anytime soon. So it's
Yeah.
just something that's just been in my mind, like, okay, what happened? Because I recently lost one of my favorite teacher.
Okay.
Like I said, I mentioned that my teachers mean a lot to me. He was my favorite mathematics teacher. He actually taught me majority of the things I know as to how to learn faster and all that. He was quite impactful. So it just got me thinking, what's actually there? What happens when someone
Yeah.
passes out? What's there? So, but then I'm not sure I want to find out.
Yeah, we haven't had anybody come back really and tell us.
And yeah.
So does that kind of inspire you though to live this life to its fullest?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. Yeah, it does. It does. It does. It does. It gave me more like a reminder to, regardless, every day, just make it count. And I think what I got to realize is the most important thing in life for me, though, is to be impactful, right? Yes, there'll be the ambitious part of me, but then I want to be able to impact people's lives such that when I'm no more, they can say, "Oh, Sarah did this for me," or "Sarah helped me to do this." Because of Sarah, I was able to do this. So, not like making part of people's life or communities is what I want to do.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that. So then the last question I have for you, what's something you're excited about for the next 2 years?
Hmm. Uh, um, well, I that's a very interesting question, though. Well, so there's something I want to do. I really want to travel. So I think that the next 2 years I should have traveled a lot, if not for the COVID. That that quest part of me should have started, but it's just on hold. So I think within the next 2 years, um, I'm looking forward to traveling a lot, visit several countries, and then also growing in my career.
Mhm.
Also, yeah, growing my career, learning new things, and meeting new people. Yes.
Where would you like to travel to?
Hmm. Yeah. So the plan is actually to visit most. Um, First, I want to cover Africa, like visit most countries. Let's say majority of the countries in Africa first before I expand. But
Mhm.
then where I would love to go to is there's this place in Rwanda. It's more like a memorial where they had an incident that happened years back. So I've
Yeah.
been seeing a lot of pictures or stories around it. So I would love to visit Rwanda. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're doing some really awesome stuff, and I appreciate you coming on the show. This has been wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.